Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela. It's sprinkling a little bit. I mean, it was supposed to rain all day today. Never rained all day, and then as soon as I went to go do a video, it was raining. But it's sprinkling a little bit now. So I'm here to do my deck interview spread. And I thought I was going to do like the same interview spread, but there's so many out there. Excuse me, I got the hiccups too a little bit. That I thought I would just do different interview spreads until I found one I liked. I did like the one we did last week with Ethany's, but I do have one here that when I first started trying to learn spreads, way back when, and before I didn't do spreads, but I never used it. I found this and never used it. So if you're just tuning into my channel, and that was stuff on my teeth. If you're just tuning into my channel, every Saturday I usually do a tarot spread. I've since stopped doing that to do deck interviews because I've got so many decks now, and I've not interviewed any of them, hardly. But today we're going to go with a reading cards. You can call it Oracle deck, but it's the third deck I ever bought. Ever. Because the first deck I ever bought was the Radiant Rider-Waite-Smith with the blue backs and the yellow stars on the back, which I never used. The second deck I ever bought was, more stuff in my teeth coming out. Sorry. The second deck I ever bought was the Earth Magic Oracle deck. And with it, I bought the Greek Mythology reading cards by Alison Chester Lambert. Illustrations by Richard Crooks. And it is a gorgeous deck. And it looks like it's by Findhorn Press. Which is, is the only deck I have by Findhorn Press. It comes with these great cards. Great inside box, two-part box. Great little book. And I looked at the book and there's no spreads in there. That's the backs of the books and the backs of the cards. And it gives you a little thumbnail and some information on each person. But they're basically Greek gods and goddesses. Here's the backs. And it's a gorgeous deck. I do have a walkthrough of this on my channel, which I will show you guys. I will post a link below if I remember. This is my favorite card in there. Typhus and Fear. Reminds me of the Eight of Swords. It is a beautiful, beautiful deck. And I've just never... I got it because I'm like, oh my gosh, it's beautiful. It's Greek mythology, which I love. And then I've never really used it. So it literally just sits there like little pieces of art that I have, Greek art that I have in my collection. And it's got these great keywords on them. And so I thought I would give this a, do an interview on it today with you guys to see what it has to tell me. Yeah, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous deck. And every time I open it, I'm just like, oh, it's so beautiful. And then I put it right back on the shelf. Beautiful, beautiful deck. Very beautiful. Oh, that one's upside down. Beautiful, beautiful deck. And if you want to know about a little bit about Greek gods and goddesses, this is the deck for you. I just never, like I said, I wanted it. There's Zeus, cover of the box. I wanted it, and I've just never really gotten into it. For some reason, I am drawn to this aura time. Thought of something upside down. Trying to fix that. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and, it was just the Hydra that was upside down, the one card. What I'm going to do is go ahead and do a quick breathing meditation thing that I normally do with you guys, and then I'll pull the cards. So bear with me 1 second. every time I do that, because I can feel myself grounding into the earth, and it kind of jerks me. And then I do a protection, and I can actually hear it lock into place of a protection bubble around me. And then I ask my guides to step forward, and I always get a little dizzy when it's like I can feel them stepping forward, and I get dizzy from it for a split second. It's weird. If you guys have those same experiences, let me know in the comments. So anyway, I've done my little meditation, so now it's time to ask the deck. Number 1, please introduce yourself. So, who are you? I'm really going to do this because I haven't riffle shuffled it, and I feel like when I riffle shuffle a deck I haven't used in a while, it kind of just brings it back to me, kind of cleansing it. I don't know why it's hard. I'm weird. Please introduce yourself. Wow. Oh, that's funny. Okay, number 2. Your strengths as a deck. What are your strengths as a deck? What are your strengths as a deck? Number 3, your limitations as a deck. Your limitations as a deck. And there's 6 cards. 4, what can I learn from you? What can I learn from you? What can I learn from you? Wow, that one was fast. 5, what is the best way to work with you? What is the best way to work with you? And number 6, what is the outcome of our relationship? What is the outcome of our relationship? I've got these upside down. Okay. So, let's see what the cards say. Number 1 is, please introduce yourself. And I have Orpheus and music. And look, it's almost like he's creating these musical vibrations to connect with the animals. And I feel that I was just thinking that yesterday because I listen to music all day long at work. Music can set the tone for so many emotions. It can make you happy. It can make you sad. It can make you angry, even. So I think that is beautiful in that it's all about, to me, harmonizing myself with this deck. And the deck is all about harmony and music and connecting emotionally through music. So I find that very interesting. Very, very interesting. So number 2, your strengths as a deck. And I got Hephaestus workmanship. It's all about the craftsmanship. This deck is a perfectionist, I feel like, and so am I. So in that regard, we're perfect for each other. That's crazy. 3, your limitations as a deck. Uranus, remoteness. So it can be a bit Queen of Swords, if you will, which I have deemed myself Queen of Swords many times. What's the word I'm looking for? It can be trying to help, but in its own way, and it comes off as cold or insincere, maybe. So that's interesting. Number 4, what can I learn from you? Poseidon, avarice. I don't have to look this word up because I forget. Extreme greed for wealth or material gain. He was rich beyond dreams of avarice. So it's greed. What can I learn from you? Greed. Money isn't everything. Again, I've gotten this before. Be happy with what you have. And this deck will teach me the results of if I get too greedy. What can happen? I believe that. Makes sense. What is the best way to work with you? Athena, protectress. I got wet. Protectress. See the owl down in the corner? And it says, what is the best way to work with you? This protectress vibe. And I'm getting, again, this straight shooter. It may try to protect me from things that I may not be able to handle, but at the same time, it's gonna give it to me. And number 6, outcome of our relationship. Asclepius and healing. Wow. There'll be a lot of healing from past issues or issues that I've let bring into the present. That's cool. So, let me get a drink and then we'll go to the deck and see what it says. The book. Well, this was interesting. So, for number 1, please introduce yourself. We got Orpheus. And I know I'm not pronouncing half these right. Music. Orpheus played a golden lyre and was famed for his musical talents and powerful voice. He even saved his shipmates by singing to overcome the hypnotic sounds of the sirens who would lure men to their death. Unlike other Greek heroes, he had no combat skills, but creatures and trees would follow him to listen. He didn't fight himself, but he went on missions to play to those that did. Orpheus brought refined, beautiful music to the world, and all who heard him sing were transported to a better place. Maybe the fact that you have chosen this card suggests that it is time for you to listen to enjoyable music, or is there another way that you can relax and be transported to a magical place? Perhaps you could even start learning how to play a musical instrument. Music has a very special place in this world. Like sunshine, it lifts and soothes the soul. Perhaps it is time for you to be inspired by a beautiful voice or melody. Wow. Yeah, I love it. And I thought that for that card, so that makes sense. No, number 2, your strengths as a deck, and I got Hephaestus. If I could just find it. Workmanship. Hephaestus was not handsome or beautiful like so many of the gods of Olympus. In fact, he was ridiculed for his physical imperfections. But he reminds us of the value of workmanship, ingenuity, and perseverance. His mother discarded him for his ugliness, but such was his cunning that he had then trapped her on a golden throne he had cleverly forged. Only after he had been given Aphrodite's hand in marriage did he release his mother, and this won his respect on Olympus. As a blacksmith, Hephaestus had legendary skills. All the important mythical equipment on Olympus, including intricate metalwork, weapons, and magical tools, was fashioned by him. Zeus himself depended on him for his thunderbolts and scepter. Hephaestus had strength, talent, and craftsmanship. Such potential lies before you now, and there may be an opportunity to create something special with hard work, perseverance, and maybe even skills you didn't know you had. And I feel like that just called me out big time. Number 3 was your limitations as a deck. I got Uranus. Remoteness. This card represents a distant potential that is so far removed from the present that it is hard to imagine and has yet to take form, a remote concept or ideal for the future that is far away in time and space, where the Greeks believed perfection lay. As a god, Uranus symbolizes higher concepts, notions, and visions. He remained separate and distant from his consort, Earth or Gaia, because it would sully his flawlessness. But each night he brought his ideas to Earth when he came to lie over Gaia. Whatever question you have, the answer might require you to separate your emotions from the issue and look at things from a new perspective. Perhaps you can't yet see the potential clearly enough and need space to organize your thoughts. An entirely fresh view of things might allow imaginative ideas to flourish. Try mentally reaching into the remote, starry heavens for answers and then bring the ideas to Earth as Uranus did. Wow. Interesting. I'm going to get a drink. I got another video to do too. So I'm hoping the rain's gone. Number 4. What can I learn from you? And I got Poseidon. And they're in alphabetical order in here. Word is avarice. Poseidon had all the arrogance of his brother Zeus, but failed to be crowned king of Olympus. Instead, he was given dominion over the water element, making him a little weaker than fiery Zeus. Hence, Poseidon is always envious of his brother and seeks to gain land and material goods to make up for his lack of superiority. He can be surly and quarrelsome, often grumbling and shaking the earth with greed or avarice. This card may denote irritability with one's lot. Poseidon had royal status, but not quite the supreme position, so there could be a sense of looking over the fence at the greener grass with some envy. Perhaps you or someone else is disputing the ownership of something or feels materially deprived in some way. But whoever this card describes is already in a powerful position, so they may be wise to avoid coveting more. So it would be prudent to focus on what one does have as opposed to what one does not have. And I did say that. And I was getting that. Be happy with what you have. And I've looked through the book sort of when I first got it. When I first started my tarot journey in 2018. So, and it's now October 2nd, 2021. So it's been a while. But that, yeah, made total sense. Number 5, what is the best way to work with you? And I got Athena and Protectress. Athena excelled as a defensive warrior in battle, but also protected the peaceful arts such as weaving and sculpting too. She has an intelligent, smart superiority which assures success in all things. Whoever this card represents is now imbued with shrewd and clever strategizing ability. Maybe you are even due some academic or educational success if that is possible. Athena was born from Zeus's head after he swallowed her mother Metis' wisdom in an attempt to maintain his supremacy. But Athena leapt out fully armed and brandishing a sharp javelin, proving that no one could keep her and feminine intelligence down. She remained chaste, preferring to be single and independent. Mythology shows that the goddess was indulged by Zeus and did just as she pleased. You should enjoy a time of clever success and superiority now. If there is a battle to be fought, you will win it. Athena is by your side and truly favors the brave. That kind of gave me a little goosebump. Yeah, I do have my chopstick. Alright, so last one, and I don't know how to pronounce it. Asclepius Healing. And the question was in the book, or in the interview spread, outcome of our relationship. Asclepius was renowned for his powerful healing and pain-killing abilities. Such was his skill in the science of medicine. Excuse me. It was told that he could restore life to the dead. Apparently, he was born of light and fire, and so gave lost warmth to the sick, meaning he restored lost hope to their inner spirit. Myth refers to his soft finger skills. The patients in his healing sanctuaries were expected to follow special purification rites, which involved bathing in thermal seawater, springs, sleeping, fasting, and appropriate nutrition. During their first night, they would sleep on the temple floor, and their dreams assisted Asclepius or his priest to understand their ailment and its cure. I find that interesting that they had dreams of how to cure people. That's interesting because, as you guys know, if you've watched any of my channel, all of my abilities have stemmed from my first psychic experience, my first paranormal experience came from a dream. So, I find that interesting. Pay attention to your dreams now and try to interpret their hidden meaning, for this might shed light on any healing needs that your soul might have. Perhaps you may also be interested in cleansing or might consider dietary improvements. And I've actually started trying to diet the last few days, so interesting. So that was interesting. I haven't pulled this deck out in quite a while. That was interesting. I don't know what to say. And I have been having a lot of weird dreams lately, but I always just usually chalk it up to Mercury retrograde, full moon on top. We had the full moon first, and then Mercury went into retrograde Monday. I always have crazy wild dreams during that time. I do sense that they are all connected somehow, though, but they're completely different dreams. Like, somehow they're connected. I don't know. But I have gotten, I did a tarot spread 2 weeks ago, where I got a rabbit in the deck, maybe 3 weeks ago. And I've literally gotten a rabbit, and no matter what tarot deck I've had for the last couple weeks, almost every day since then, I've watched 3 different people do spreads on YouTube. They all talked about a rabbit. And I'm like, what is happening with the rabbit? So I looked it up. And I looked up the spiritual meaning of a rabbit. And rabbits almost always symbolize good luck, prosperity, and fertility. As we can see, rabbit's spiritual meaning in almost all parts of the world is associated with positive things. Most of the people in the world believe that encounter with rabbits bring good luck in romance, family life, and finances. So I just found that interesting. That just keeps coming up for me. Just as a side note, I just want to throw that out there before I forgot about it again. But yeah, if you guys like this interview spread, if you got this deck, let me know in the comments. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos. I'll see you later.